Scene Mom says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom says hello and welcome to episode 76. I'm Danny, your host and Scene Mom, and as always, I am so glad that you joined me. My goodness, though, sometimes I feel like I'll never be completely back on track. Last week, I was on a staycation, and we had my mother-in-law in town. So good to see her because she hasn't seen our new home yet. And I had hoped it would give me some time to sneak away and prep a show, but alas, no. I was really enjoying my time with her, as well as enjoying my time not turning on my laptop. I did catch up on scary movies for the Halloween season because my husband doesn't like them, so I have to find the time to do them on my own. And I took many naps. Time well spent. I did get a little sick toward the end, but it was just a little bug, and that was over as quickly as it came on. So here I am, once again hoping to bring you a show once a week, but the beauty of podcasting is it's okay if you skip a week here and there. It's all right. You can also go back and listen to any of the shows that you might have missed. They all have excellent music, even if the news is old. I did want to say something to the independent artists who are listening right now. So gather round, kids. Scene Mom has some cool things to share. In April of next year, a very awesome music festival is happening in Mesa, Arizona, promptly called the Mesa Music Festival. It's a 3-day fest that takes place all along Main Street in downtown Mesa. There are over a dozen venues indoors and out for performances, and there are a couple days of classes and panels as well. Consider it a more affordable South by Southwest for indie musicians because it's free to attend and free to submit to perform. The expense is getting yourself there and room costs. I am planning on heading out in April to attend and speak, if they'll allow me to again. And I would love to show off some of the talent that I've discovered in New England and the U.S. since moving to Massachusetts. So head to mesamusicfest.com for all the information. I'll have a link in the show notes, of course. And if you have questions, please reach out to me anytime because I would love to see this happen for many of you. All right, well, let's get back to it. I've got your music news coming up, some history, a marketing tip, and 5 awesome indie tracks for you, including a couple of Halloween tracks. Or as the time you're listening to this, if you're listening to it on the day it drops on Thursday, tomorrow is Halloween. So let's get back to the music with one of those spooky tracks. Here is Bear Ghost and Necromancin' Dancin'.
I dare you to try. The dead are infused with sensational groove, and they're coming for you now. There's nowhere to hide. Yeah, I'm raising the dead. Everyone turn right. I'm loving the dread. Killer moves that will start. Let's make some evil. I'm a menace. I can damage, try to gather in the streets of people seeing my disease advance. The rhythm with rhythm and dance. They got some flesh with plenty of mold. Diseases are pleasing. Then make it soft with the hot invitation. Dominion dessert with a bubbling, spirited, vibrant subjugation. Yeah, I'm raising the dead. I'm loving the trend. Let's make some evil. Yeah, the dance of the dead. Get out there and shred and make some evil. Cities laid waste and they celebrate, freed now from their graves. So mint and proud, it's over now. The necroman's ballet, you're all the same. I'm raising the dead. I'm loving the dread. Let's make some evil. Yeah, the dance of the dead. Get out there and shred and make some evil.
You're listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast with Danny Cutler.
It's just a jump to the left.
Now it's time for music news.
The long gestating deal for TikTok is reportedly just days away from completion, according to the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. In an interview, he confirmed that the Chinese side has agreed to the transaction framework and that the details are, quote, ironed out, with formal signatures expected Thursday, today, in Busan, South Korea. When asked whether China would relinquish control of TikTok's algorithm, one of the core U.S. concerns, Bessent declined to share the specifics, stating his role was not the commercial side, but rather securing Chinese approval. He emphasized there were no new concessions made around export controls in return. So the signing of the deal coincides with this summit between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping at the APEC meeting in Busan, where the tech trade tensions between the U.S. and China, including tariffs and rare earth export controls, are expected to be front and center. For the music industry and creators, it does mean that TikTok's U.S. operations may soon run under a new corporate structure, providing some regulatory clarity after months of uncertainty. But there are key questions that still remain. Will the algorithm truly operate independently of Chinese control? And what will the new structure mean for data, content moderation, and creator revenue flows? The deal's signature might just mark the next chapter in how global platforms operate in this geopolitically charged environment. The major performing rights organizations, ASCAP and BMI in the United States, along with Canada's SOCAN, have announced a new Align policy. They will now accept registrations of musical works that are partially generated by AI. That is, works combining human authorship with AI-generated elements. Now, the decision shows that these must involve a human creative contribution alongside the AI component. Purely AI-created works remain ineligible for registration. In the joint statement, the organizations emphasize, while AI tools can be powerful creative aids, the rights of human creators are still central. They reject the idea that tech companies training models on copyrighted music without permission is acceptable. Now, the move comes about 10 months after the United States Copyright Office concluded that works generated entirely by AI cannot be copyrighted, but that those that combine human and AI contributions can be, provided that there is enough human creative input. So for artists, songwriters, and composers, it's a significant step. It means if you use AI tools as part of your process, as long as you contribute as the human author, you can now register the work for royalty collection via these societies. It signals the industry recognizing that AI is a legit creative tool, not just a threat. At the same time, it draws a clear line that AI alone cannot replace human authorship when it comes to registration and rights. For independent creators, it means you have more flexibility in how you experiment with AI, but you also need to make sure that your human input is clear and substantial if you want to register that work and collect royalties. And speaking of AI music, streaming giant Spotify is facing a growing challenge with the rise of AI-generated and fake music uploads. The article from NPR highlights how increasingly sophisticated generative AI tools allow bad actors to upload tracks under fake artist names, impersonate deceased or real-life musicians, or simply flood the platform with low-quality, quote, slop designed to rack up streams and royalties. These uploads undermine the authenticity of music discovery, it dilutes royalties for legitimate creators, and it does raise serious questions about attribution ownership and the nature of artistry in the streaming era. Now, for independent artists and songwriters, it means that we're not just competing against other humans, we're increasingly competing against algorithm-driven content farming. Now, in response, Spotify has begun rolling out new policies and tools, a spam filtering system to detect massive uploads or duplicate tracks, tighten rules around impersonation, especially voice cloning of known artists, and efforts to introduce industry standards for disclosing AI usage in music credits. So what's the takeaway? For indie creators, the space is definitely shifting. You want to stay vigilant about how your work is represented or how you use or are affected by AI in production and understand how streaming platforms are evolving their practices in response. The authenticity and human authorship of music are becoming even more important signals in this digital marketplace where fake tracks can invisibly move through a system. And I've reported on this in past episodes about artists just realizing that, hey, I posted something and it's not me because someone just cloned the name and cloned the account or whatever and made up music. So that's your music news this week. If you have any feedback or other thoughts, you can always email me, scenemomsays@gmail.com.
On the street again, headed for a conclusion. I could use a friend. I'm getting used to losing. Just when you thought it was safe to go out, life couldn't get stranger. I get so tired of living in doubt with everyday dangers. Everyday dangers, every day. Don't wanna compromise. Don't wanna lose connection. I hear the sound of lies spreading like an infection. Just when you thought it was safe to go out, life couldn't get stranger. I get so tired of living in doubt with everyday dangers. Everyday dangers, every day. Every day. The world is spinning round, it's turning upside down, and everything is falling. You gotta choose a side, there's no place to hide. The wolves are calling. Oh, yeah. so tired of living in doubt with everyday dangers. Everyday dangers, every day. Every day. Every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Oh, yeah. Everyday dangers. Everyday dangers. Everyday dangers.
That was Boston musician Adam Sherman and his new single for these crazy times called Everyday Dangers. C-Mom says it's time for some music history. On October 27th in 1973, Gladys Knight and the Pips' signature song Midnight Train to Georgia reached the top of the Billboard Hot 100, and it stayed there for 2 weeks. On October 26th in 1984, Prince's legendary album Purple Rain was certified multi-platinum, and it cemented its cultural and commercial dominance. On October 28th in 2022, one of rock and roll's earliest pioneers, Jerry Lee Lewis, died at age 87. Known for Great Balls of Fire, Lewis passed away in his Mississippi home. On October 30th in 1995, Oasis released Wonderwall. The Britpop anthem became their biggest U.S. hit and one of the most defining songs of the 1990s, and used in every meme for a musician out there. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. And on October 30th, 1971, Led Zeppelin released Stairway to Heaven live for the first time. The debut performance at Belfast's Ulster Hall introduced what would become one of rock's most enduring, you decide, one of the most enduring songs. That's some music history for you this week.
Gather up all your sisters, rally round.
another Boston band for you, the Chelsea Curve with Rally Round. Remember that all the links to the music you hear will be in the show notes. Please check out all of these artists and follow them online. Even more importantly, buy some of their singles and stream them. C-Mom says it's time for your marketing tip of the week. Now, I saw this online and I'm not looking for validation, or am I? But I saw a pro tip on a HubSpot blog post about building your Instagram following. And I scared my dog when I yelled, "Yes, thank you." Here's what they wrote. Pro tip. We don't recommend you link your Instagram account to Twitter and Facebook, so your Instagram posts are automatically published on those other accounts. Those post types are different. I've been saying this for years, and all of you, if you're a regular listener, you know. And yet most businesses and artists still continue to do this. It might seem very convenient to automatically share your Instagram posts to Facebook, but that shortcut can actually hurt your engagement and how authentic you are. So here's some reasons why you should post separately. Facebook followers often prefer more context than Instagram, links, conversation, and Instagram is more visual. Cross-posting identical captions can feel a little out of place. The algorithm signals can get diluted. Native uploads get better reach. If you auto-post content, it's recognized as shared and it reduces the distribution on Facebook. I have looked into that and it's absolutely true. Another thing, formatting doesn't always translate. Hashtags, tags, and links that work on Instagram, they look messy and broken on Facebook. You want to still look professional. Even if you're a punk rock musician, you want to look professional. Another thing is you miss out on tailoring the message. So a few extra minutes customizing your tone, the image crop, the caption for each platform, it shows that you care and the audience really does notice. And engagement metrics stay cleaner. You can see what actually performs on each platform instead of lumping the results from identical posts. So you can use the same core content idea, but rewrite it and resize it for each platform's tone and audience. Being authentic will beat automation every single time. So Meta Business Suite and other scheduling apps allow you to do this without wasting any real time. But the problem is organization and scheduling in advance. Everyone still posts on the fly, and therefore it's just easier to automatically cross-post. It is time to get organized. You plan your content and your posting schedule, and you stop the ugly auto cross-posting. And as I step off my soapbox once again, as always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or your brand, you can always schedule a consultation with me at DannyCutler.com. And you can subscribe to the roughly every other week newsletter for even more. And there is also a private Facebook group as well. And yes, all the links are in the show notes. All right, it is time to bring back the music pick of the week. I first met Derek the Acoustic when I judged yet another songwriting competition through Soundbites events. It's also when I discovered the awesome Otter River Pub, but that's another story for another time. Derek has a strong, unique voice that is a true delight to listen to. He's been working very hard recording some special covers over the past couple of years, and last week he finally released them to the world. The album is called Ashes to Acoustics Live at Open Mic. All of the songs were recorded via Soundbites events, as Franco almost always records the artists who perform if he's able to. The album features covers from Bastille, Sinead O'Connor, Journey, REM, and this one that you're about to hear from Family of the Year. Go and follow Derek everywhere you stream, and if you're in the North Central Massachusetts area, go and hear him perform. It is a true pleasure. C-Mom says, here is the music pick of the week, Derek the Acoustic and Hero.
a party or parade. Everyone deserves a chance to walk with everyone else. Walked in town, job to keep my girl around. Maybe buy me some new strings, or a night out on the weekend. We can whisper things, secrets from our American dreams. Well, baby needs some protection, but I'm a kid like everyone else. So let me go. I don't wanna be your hero. I don't wanna be a big man. Just wanna fly with everyone else. Ooh, ooh, so let me go. I don't wanna be your hero. I don't wanna be a big man. Just wanna fly with everyone else. Your masquerade. I don't wanna be a party or parade. Everyone deserves a chance to walk with everyone else. Ooh,
See, Mom says it is time for some good news, tech news, nerdy news, digital news. You decide. It's music related too. Piano sales in the United States have dropped dramatically. Just 17,294 acoustic pianos were sold in 2024 compared to hundreds of thousands in past decades. Despite what the numbers suggest, the story of the piano in 2025 isn't one of collapse, it is one of transformation. Today's learners are increasingly opting for digital or hybrid pianos. They're more affordable, flexible, and better suited to smaller spaces. Technician Hannah Beckett says, quote, because at least a digital piano, you're going to have accurate sounds, accurate notes, and she adds, while the acoustic piano still holds an emotional weight, the digital option is making the instrument more accessible. For independent artists, teachers, and music community people, the takeaway is pretty clear that the instrument is still alive, but the form of piano is evolving. It may no longer be the giant piece of furniture in the living room, but with digital tools, online lessons, and hybrid models, the role of the piano as a creative and educational anchor is still pretty strong. I thought that was an interesting piece because, yeah, it's a huge instrument. Not everybody can just have a piano in their apartment, but there's so many ways to still learn it.
Halloween 1983, we kissed under the willow tree. Let's think back to that night where witches and goblins gave us a fright. You held my hand, it felt so
That was Portland, Maine artist Linda Mandolin and her new single, Gimme Gimme Halloween. Check out her other music, solo and with her band Tiger Bomb. And with that, we wrap up episode 76. Links to all the music and news you heard this week will definitely be in the show notes. If you have any feedback, you can always get in touch on social media. It's scenemomsays on Facebook and dcutleraz everywhere else. And you can always email me, scenemomsays@gmail.com. If you like what you hear, please share. I'm also an independent artist. Thanks as always for listening, and you'll hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro, outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.